So as we were saying, this exercise is interesting because you can compare an active form to its passive counterpart. So if you have gone through the sentences here, which are all active, and you might remember what we have read here, you can easily think of their passive counterparts. And once you have read all of the sentences, you can compare what you have thought as a passive form for each of the sentence to what you are going to listen in the recording.
Tape script 10.2. 1. The first mobile phone call was made in 1973 by Martin Cooper. 2. Mobile phones are owned by almost 6 billion people worldwide. 3.
30 million phones are sold in the UK every year.
4. Camera phones have been sold since 2002. 5. A lot of amazing features have been added. 6. The Gold Striker phone is decorated with over 550 diamonds. 7. 100 million mobile phones are thrown away every year. 8. Some people believe that eventually all landline telephones will be replaced by mobile phones.
And that is all. Now, if you turn page, you will find some inventions that changed the world. You've got here some pictures, for example, the ballpoint pen, computer, the telephone, the radio, the paper, the television, and the printing press. And here you have a list of dates. You are asked to match the dates to the inventions. And you've got some questions. Which is the oldest among these inventions? Which is the newest? So here are the dates. Try and think. See if you know the answer to these two questions. If you know anything about these inventions, and then you can check by listening to the recording.
Tape script 10.3. 1. Paper was invented in 105 AD by a Chinese government official called Cai Lun. 2. The printing press was invented in 1440 by a German printer called Johannes Gutenberg. 3. The telephone was invented in 1876 by Alexander Graham Bell. Bell was born in Scotland, but he moved to America and became a scientist and a teacher of the deaf. 4. The radio was invented in 1901 by Guglielmo Marconi, an Italian physicist. 5. Television was invented in 1924 by a Scottish engineer, John Logie Baird. 6. The ballpoint pen was invented in 1938 by the Hungarian journalist Laszlo Biro. 7. The Apple PC was invented in 1976 by two American computer engineers, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. The name Apple was chosen because it was Jobs' favorite fruit.
Good. And I'm going to show you the tape script so that you can read at ease to what you have just listened to. You can pause and read. But now we are going to go back to our book. Okay. We are still on the subject of means of communication and inventions. So we have a text here, but as you can see, you've got some blank spaces, and you were asked to fill in the gaps by using passive forms. You've also got options, always two options, numbers and dates. Choose what you think is the most suitable. Once you've done the exercise, you can check by listening to the recording. Here you are.
Tape script 10.4. All things online. 1.
Over 90 trillion emails are sent every year.
2. Nearly 5.5 billion questions are answered by Google every day. 3.
eBay was invented in 1995 by Pierre Omidyar, a French scientist.
4.
Nearly 5 billion items have been sold on eBay since it began.
5.
60,000 new video films are posted on YouTube every week.
6. The first Twitter message was sent by American businessman Jack Dorsey in 2006. 7.
Facebook has been translated into 76 languages since it began.
8. The online store Amazon.com was founded by Jeff Bezos in his garage in 1994.
All right, this is quite interesting. And now you have some questions on this text we have just listened to, but you don't have the verbs. So you were asked to add the verbs in a passive form, and you've got an example. So this is the question. We could say that it's a prompt rather than a question. And you, as you can see, there's no verb. How many emails? And then there's a slash every year. And the question should be, how many emails are sent every year? And then you could think of an answer for the question. So try and add the verb for each of the questions you've got here. Think of the answer, and then you can check by listening to the recording. Here you are.
Tape script 10.5. Questions and answers. 1.
How many emails are sent every year?
Over 90 trillion. Isn't that amazing? 2.
How many questions are answered by Google every day?
Nearly 5.5 billion. It's incredible. 3.
When was eBay invented?
In 1995,
Who was it invented by?
a French scientist called Pierre Omidyar. 4.
How many items have been sold on eBay since it began?
5 billion. Actually, 5 billion and 1. I've just bought something. 5.
How many films are posted on YouTube every week?
60,000 new videos every week. 6.
When was the first Twitter message sent?
In 2006,
Who was it sent by?
an American businessman called Jack Dorsey. 7.
How many languages has Facebook been translated into?
76, and there'll be more. 8.
When was Amazon.com founded?
In 1994,
Who was it founded by?
Jeff Bezos.
Good. And this is all for this video. So bye bye.